And there we go. We are live. What is going on, everyone? Thank you so much for coming back to another episode of Meet Your Maker here on the Bearded Life channel. You guys know by now I'm Joe, and I have an amazingly special guest with me this week. That is that gentleman right there, Jeff from Artius Man. Jeff, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. Couldn't be better. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, of course, man. It was truly an honor when you guys wanted to come on. Made me feel pretty good, honestly. So if you guys didn't know by now, if you haven't seen before, if it's your first time here, thank you for coming in. If you're coming back, thank you for coming back for all the episodes. You guys are great. We like to bring in different makers from around the community, be it content makers, product makers. I don't care if it's somebody who makes really cool posts on Instagram. Whatever it is, I want to bring them in here and find out what kind of gets their brains working. So for me, this is a really cool one because Artius Man is really the first company that made me start to fall in love with the beard world. I don't know if Jeff knew that, but Restoration and Artius Man, they were responsible for what led down the road to a whole lot of money spent. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and we greatly appreciate it. So no, that's awesome. I didn't realize that is when you first came on board, and what a great scent to start out with.
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't my very first scent. I had others here, but a lot of them were what I like to call like the industry standards, if you will, right? So like your woods blend, your this, and your tobacco vanilla, and they were all okay, but nothing was like really grabbing me and going, man, that's something different. That's crazy good, and I need to see what else is out there like that. Restoration was the first one that I opened, and I remember me and my brother opened up the box together, and we opened Midnight Ride first because obviously Scuba had screamed about that one in every video
Yep.
he ever made. Found out that day me and Scuba have very different tastes, but that's so he loved Midnight Ride and my brother liked it. So I was like, all right, well, you get that one. Cracked open Restoration and he goes, oh, that's good. I went, you touch that bottle, I'm breaking your fingers. That's mine.
That's hilarious. Yeah, because
There's
you're
no
not
discussions.
you're not into cinnamon, right? If I recall.
I'm not huge into cinnamon. Like I'm not giant into it. I've had a few that I like, but they've been like cinnamon dashes in them. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah,
a heavy
yeah.
cinnamon scent.
So
So
Midnight Ride is definitely heavy on the cinnamon. So
yes,
cinnamon
it
and black
is.
licorice. So
And but I could also understand what Scuba was saying about it, that it's a scent profile to be noticed because if you wear it, it definitely pops out, it stands out. And if somebody likes that, they're gonna like if they like that scent profile,
hmm
they're gonna love that stuff. And it just wasn't for me, but Restoration absolutely blew my world up at the time. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
yeah, that
So
was one that we kind of wanted to just expand on what we've done. A lot of people know we only use essential oils when we're creating our scents for our beard products. Now, the candles are a different story, but so we just wanted to come up with something a little more cologne like, and so it with the tonka in there, with the oud, all those. It's got about 15 different essential oils in that blend, and yeah, it just we finished. It took several weeks of going back and forth, but once we kind of came up with the final product, we were really happy with it.
you got some fans in here. We got Winter's Chill is awesome. I love my Restoration. Yep, yep.
Nice, Donald. Yeah, thank you.
You guys know. And then, hey Jeff, did you write congrats on your giveaway on my Restoration butter order?
Uh, if it was in a note to do so, probably. I don't actually pack any of the orders anymore. So, um, Nicole, the girl that works here, she packs all the orders now. And so if you put a note on there, I'm guessing she probably did. So unless I sign some of the thank yous still, I still do that every once in a while. But yeah, we've kind of expanded a little bit. And so
And
yeah.
there was my moderator catching one of my mistakes real quick. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. I had the wrong banner scrolling down at the bottom.
Oh, I got you.
But guys, not only is Jeff cool enough to come on, answer questions, do the whole conversation thing, he was also cool enough. He's going to do 3 giveaways tonight. But before we touch on that, we also have a special code for you guys tonight. So the code is BL30. All right, BL30. it'll get you 30% off on Artius Man for the next 24 hours, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So here's the deal. A lot of you might know we were running a sale right now for Nose Shave November, kind of a kickoff sale, and it's 25% off. So a lot of times when we do these live streams, we offer the host a code to give out, and typically it's 25%. But I felt really terrible offering a 25% code when you can get that from us right now. So we just stepped it up to 30%. So you guys can reap the benefits of that. So, and that's good through tomorrow night.
And I greatly appreciate that, sir. And I'm sure everybody watching appreciates it. So it's good through tomorrow, guys. BL30, 30% off. And again, I don't know if I can say this enough, but if you're going over there, you may as well grab Restoration real quick. Like if you don't have it yet, you might want to add it in. Like just a thought.
Just throwing it out there. And then for our giveaway that you mentioned, we are doing three during this live stream. We're going to do 3 sets of. We have a beard oil of your choice and a beard wash, and then we are going to throw in one of the full size of our new tea tree mint, and it's a body wash. So I don't know how many of you guys know that we have body products as well, but we just came out with this tea tree mint, and I personally think it's awesome. I use it every day. Actually, my wife uses it too, so she really likes it. And so yeah, you'll get an oil, a wash of your choice, and then the tea tree mint body wash.
Yes, Disney Beardsman actually reached out to me after he saw one of my videos on your products. He has Restoration. He wasn't a huge fan, unfortunately, so he's actually sending me his butter and I believe his oil because he said he didn't really care for the scent profile. I think he's nuts. That's fine, though. He's a good dude, and
No,
I appreciate him sending it my way.
And you should just send me an email. Send me or Michael an email, just Jeff at Artius Man, and we'll be happy to send you something that you do like. That's kind of our policy. So, yeah. So sorry you didn't like it, but I actually have a good friend that didn't like it either. I gave it to him, and his wife was not a fan, and he came running back saying she will not let me put this on my face. So there's that. But yeah, reach out to me, and we'll get you hooked up with something else you might like.
So there you go, Disney. Reach out to Jeff over here, and also I'd like to thank Jeff and Artius Man because, as you guys know, I have 2 affiliate codes. I am thrilled about both of them because they're companies I've worked with for a long time, and I appreciate them. I've now got my 3rd one. Jeff and Artius Man were cool enough to let me sign up for the affiliate program. So the BL30s for the next 24 hours, and then going forward, Life 15 with Artius Man will be my official affiliate code. So thank you to Jeff and Artius Man for letting me kind of get that code, and it was pretty cool, man.
No problem.
All right, brother. Well, if you're ready, we'll dive into some questions here and we'll get this thing going.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So first things first, I think we hear about Michael the most from Artius Man. That's the guy that everybody talks about.
Right.
What is the ownership like for Artius Man, though? Is it Michael's company or is there a team of people?
Yeah, so the company's Michael and I, and we each own 50%. So we're partners in the company. We started the company back in 2016, and yeah, I mean we have a few employees now that work for us, but we kind of each have our roles. So Michael, everybody knows Michael because he tends to deal with all the emails and the customer service and that sort of thing. And I kind of manage things in the shop, in the lab, and manage the employees. So we each kind of have what we're good at, and yeah, we just divide up and do that. So yeah, 50-50 owners.
All right. Before I extend on that real quick, you have a question from the crowd here. They want to know if you have a favorite product besides Artius Man.
I've been asked this question so many times, and I kind of feel bad that I don't try more stuff, but I really do just kind of use our stuff, and it's not mainly because I have it on hand. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. I mean, not for nothing. If they created it for a way that they love,
sure,
it would make sense that they use, and not like Artius Man's got a pretty big catalog of scent profiles, so you could really use a different scent profile for like 20 days straight.
I will actually, sitting in front of me here. I'll do a shout out to this company, and so I was actually working at beer fest. Columbus, Ohio does a beer fest every year, and I go there with some friends and we pour. We work for the I just volunteer, and it's a lot of fun. And there was a beard company set up named Whiskerman Beard Company,
Okay.
and he actually talked to me. So we haven't had butter for a long time, but this guy here at Whiskerman actually talked to me about just giving me some ideas, helping me out with how to figure out how to make butter, because butter without wax is very difficult to make. I mean, there's just a lot of steps that go into it, how fast you chill it, what temperature you pour, all that. And so this guy was kind of instrumental in helping us figure out how to make butter. And so I never really talked to him after the beer fest. I never introduced myself. And so, yeah, I guess here's another product that I have used, and it's a company out of Dayton, Ohio. So there you go. But yeah, I've tried many, but I tend to just, I just really love, honestly, our personal care line of stuff. So this is what I'm using every day in the shower. The tea tree mint it's just nice. It's nice to wake up to. So it smells great.
Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to try soon. And knowing my daughter, she's gonna want to try it out soon too. So
Nice.
so how did you guys meet though? Was that like, were you guys friends beforehand? Did the
Yeah.
company bring you together or what?
Sure. So Mike and I actually went to high school together. He was a couple years older than me. I graduated in 99, way back in those years. And Mike was 2 years older than me. We worked together at a grocery store in the small town that we grew up in. So we kind of have known each other for a long time. But then there was a solid 10-year period where, I mean, I lost track of him. He lost track of me. We weren't in contact with each other. And then a little thing called fantasy football kind of came along. And so a buddy of mine had a league, and it was a dynasty league. And we asked Mike to come. He's like, "Hey, remember Mike Brown?" I said, "Oh yeah." So we hooked up, and this was probably in 2000. I'll say 2012. I don't know when it was. 2010, somewhere in there. And so we started talking, and he was doing his thing, and he was doing stuff with like affiliate marketing and a lot of stuff on the internet, building websites, and was just really smart in that area. And I was actually working in prisons. I would
Really?
Yeah, I used to fly around to prisons all over the country, and I would install touchscreens that would control cell doors opening and closing and camera switching. And so we would take out the old system, and then I would program a new system, and we'd put it in. And but the problem is that was requiring me to be on the road quite a bit. And I loved my job. I loved what I did. I worked for a great guy who kind of took me under his wing when I was really young. But it wasn't sustainable for family life, for things I like to do outside of work, because I was on an airplane a lot. And so Mike and I got to talking, and we just kind of stayed in contact and just kind of bounced stuff off of each other over the next few years from there. And then we played around with private labeling a few things, and got involved with some Amazon stuff. And then we decided, okay, we need to create a product, and we want to build a brand that is stuff we want to use, and just stuff we like. And we're going to do it with mostly natural stuff and essential oils. And we both just started growing beards. And so the beard thing was kind of new to us. This was back in 2016, I believe, 2015, somewhere around there. And so, yeah, so we started out with just putting together, we actually started out with personal care products, and we had one beard oil. It was an unscented beard oil. And then we realized that the beard community was just exploding. And so we jumped in. And so we always had the personal care stuff, but then we really just put all our time and effort into developing some new scents and new products. So I think at first we just had a few oils, and then slowly we introduced a balm, and then a wash, and then Scuba kept saying you need a conditioner, so we did that. And then it wasn't until this year that we launched a butter, but we've been around for 4 or 5 years now. And so yeah, that's the long story of how Mike and I met and kind of how we got to where we are today.
So can I tell you an honest and funny statement right now? Your butter makes my like OCD go nuts, because that and that don't line up, and it
Yeah.
for some reason that drives me nutty. Like it really does.
Yeah.
I was sitting here thinking, like, can I like steam the top label off and line it up like the way I want it? Like, can I do that? I don't think I can though.
It's funny you mentioned that because honestly, it drives me nuts too. But here's a little funny story about that. So we got into the butter. We wanted to do a 4 ounce, and we wanted it to be in a double wall container. So because I mean it melts at a super low temperature. So we went with those white containers, and we have a label machine that puts all our labels on all our products. And we have an awesome. Well, he's not in high school anymore, but he was in high school. Now he's in college. He works for us. Awesome kid that comes over and he does all our labeling. We went to put the labels on those, but if you look at that butter again, the wall on the jar is just slightly off, so it won't wrap it correctly. So we actually have to hand label those things.
Okay.
So we don't hand label anything. We have a machine to do almost everything, but those because of how they're made, and so yeah, we have to hand label this. So we actually try to line that up as best as possible. But yeah, so there you go. That's why they're off. So
okay,
yeah,
okay.
Maybe down the road we'll rebrand it and we'll make it better. But that's where we are right now. So
listen, the more important thing here is what's inside of here. But that's just a little thing that drives me a little bit nutty sometimes. That's all.
Yeah, I hear you. It drives me crazy too.
You have a question right here, which was one of the questions I was going to ask you, so we can just get right to it. How did you guys and Scuba kind of become like a 1-2 punch, essentially, where whenever we saw Scuba, we started thinking about Artius Man?
Yeah, so that would be Mike. I mean, what Mike did, his role kind of in the company initially, where I was making the products and coming up with we would team up on certain things like scent creation and that sort of thing. But he was out on the internet and he was out searching for people like you, influencers. And he came across Scuba and we sent him some stuff. And this was early on. This was when he had, I want to say he had maybe 5,000, 10,000 subscribers.
That had to be pretty early on.
Yeah, it was, and he liked our stuff. And so, that's really how it started. We just sent him some products and he enjoyed them. So he would review our stuff and then we've just kind of, kept the relationship going. I mean, we've done some really cool things. He comes to us with some really great ideas. The beard meds thing he did a year ago, that was a lot of fun. So he's helped us grow for sure. I mean, putting us out there early on, and we just want to help him continue to grow his channel in whatever way we can. So it's just formed a really good relationship.
Yeah. What's going on, Brother Rob? To me, it's worked because Scuba was actually the reason that I started peeking at Artius Man. He was seeing his videos and the way he talked about the product and knowing how much product the man probably has.
Right.
I went, man, if he's really screaming the praises about this stuff, there's got to be at least something here. So it made me curious. And when I got it, it was like instantaneously. I mean, again, when you're a reviewer, you get tons. I've got tons of stuff, right? My shelf looks ridiculous. Anybody who walks in my room thinks there's something wrong with me because there's way too much stuff over here. And so going through a whole bottle of beard oil is not actually as easy as it would sound. And my restoration is down to I'm below that little bottom, like that little guy right there. We're down below there now.
Nice.
So
it's been time to reorder line is what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time to get a new restoration in.
Yeah.
And for me, it's worth it because especially now, I don't know why, but for me in the fall and in the winter, there's nothing better than that scent profile for me. And that's why I run through so much of it. Because during the fall months, I'll wear it every other day if I get the chance. Seriously. It's still one of my favorites to this day. It hasn't moved.
Well, I appreciate it, man. It was a fun one to create. It was, like I said earlier, it was our first kind of we shifted into more of a complex scent with that, and whereas the others it's just a different scent. It's good. So
now you touched on something before too that myself and others have all wondered more than once, which is for us in this little community of ours, what we've noticed is when we find a company that has a lighter scent profile, if you will, their scent profiles aren't very strong. Mm-hmm. Usually it's because they're doing only essential oils. That's it.
Right.
Because usually you need to add that fragrance oil in to get the stronger scent profiles. but that doesn't seem to be the case with you guys. I'm just curious how. I mean, have you seen it that way too, or?
I mean, 100%. If you put fragrance oil in something, it will last longer than essential oil. I mean, just about across the board on that. It's just how it's manufactured and how it's made. But as far as our stuff goes, we use really good pure essential oils. I really don't know how ours lasts longer than others, but maybe it's the ratio that we're putting in our products. Usually on a bottle, we have on a 30 milliliter bottle, we have at least 2 to 3 milliliters of that is essential oil. So there's a good amount in
Okay.
there. So especially on things like restoration, where in 3-wood, those are more expensive. But we have in 3-wood, it has neroli. It has, I mean, there's a lot of really expensive stuff and we're buying our oils we're buying them in the U.S. We're getting them at a place in California. I mean, I know some of them are made in other countries, but and we're sourcing them here, and I don't know. So we're just using good quality ingredients, and maybe that is what helps.
Rob, this isn't Rob. This isn't a question, Rob. Okay, 3-wood's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but if you're asking me between those two, it's very easy. You need to go get restoration. Like it's a must. That's a must.
3-wood is kind of, I think that's my favorite actually. I mean,
Listen, don't down talk restoration. Restoration's amazing. It's not even a fair fight. Restoration's just amazing. 3-wood is great. I was extremely happy when I got my 3-wood in. I thought it was amazing, but restoration for me, and I've tried Midnight Ride, I've tried Mountain Air, I've tried a few of your other ones, and restoration still holds that number one spot for me. There was another one here. Castor oil is your main reason for the thickness of your oils, right?
Yeah, that's the first oil on the list. That's the one that is highest in ratio in the blend.
So you've gotten that label as Artius Man is the place that has the thick oils. Like that's what a lot of people say. I mean, even the teach himself, Dan C. has said. And I always thought that relationship between you guys, by the way, was amazing. That Dan came out and said that he didn't really care for the thicker oils.
Yeah.
But you guys were still able to maintain a good relationship to where he would say, it didn't work great for me, but I know they're good products and it's a good company.
Yeah, Dan, I mean, Dan's been great. We reached out to him. I don't know when we first sent him stuff, but I feel like it was pretty recently, within the past year. And then he did a review video for us, and he said, hey, I'm not a fan of your oils, but I'll review your products for you. That's fine. And so we're like, sure, let's do it. And then we really just kind of just kept talking. And I really love his channel. I think it's one of the better channels out there for information. I mean, I don't know if there's a better channel for pure just facts. He does his homework. He's a teacher. He puts in the work. He puts in the time, and he does it right. So I really, as much as I want him to love our oil, I'm glad he's honest about it. And, the thick stuff's not for him. So there's been some conversations about a thin oil maybe. And I'll leave it at that, because I don't know when exactly it's happening, but there's something in the works, and we're excited to be able to maybe do something with him. So, but yeah, his channel's great. I mean, I actually find myself, what's funny, you say what beard product, or somebody asked what beard products do you use? Honestly, I don't use a lot of different beard products from other companies, but I watch the heck out of all your guys' videos. So the content creators, the Dans, the Greg Boswells, the Scott, all those guys, No BS, all of them. I mean, I find myself, I'll be working and I'll have you guys on. So I might not be using a ton of other company products, but I sure am listening to all the content creators out there. So it's been good.
Well, as a content creator, we appreciate you watching all the stuff we put out. And I can say that because when we were back there, he was talking about watching my video. So he didn't forget me. He watches me too, I promise. Which is always cool. So if you're ready, we can do one of those giveaways, because we have 3 of them tonight.
Yep.
So we can do one, and one more time, it'll be an oil and a wash in the scent profile of choice, right?
Correct.
And then the tea tree.
The tea tree. It's a tea tree mint body wash. I did
Tea
that
tree
'cause
mint. Okay.
I know not everybody has a full head of hair, so I didn't want to give out a shampoo or something like that that might not get used. So the body
Yeah,
wash is great. So
there's quite a few bald guys in our community.
yeah, I'm getting close, man. I'm not gonna
There's,
lie.
there's quite a few of us that are either bald on, just genetics, or that we just shave it down because we like it that way. So yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
But yeah, let's give something away.
All right, guys. So you know the rules here, but we'll go through them one more time, just to be on the safe side here in case somebody here is new. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a random number generator. You're only going to enter once. You're going to wait for the number range. All right. And please try to remember that the internet will prioritize your answer on your screen. So it's the first number I see on my screen. Okay, guys? And only enter once. And if my moderator's in here, which I think he is, wait for Chris with the dots. Chris should come in with the dots any minute now. So give me a random number. We're going to let's do 8 through 17. 8 to 17. Go. See, you didn't wait for the number range, guys. Look at you. Wow. That was quick. All right, you guys can go ahead and stop. We do have a winner, and he won it pretty quick. And I think it's kind of funny considering me and him have been talking about Artius Man for the last few days. But the first one on my screen, the winning number is 14, by the way. I can't hold my laptop up to show you, but the winning number is 14. And the first one on my screen is the Disney Beardsman. So congratulations to the Disney Beardsman, which my daughter really likes your tag name. She's a big Disney fan, so she appreciates that.
So along with what you just won, just when you kick me an email at Jeff@Artius Man, just let me know what you want to replace that restoration butter. Was it a butter and an oil? And we'll throw that in there too.
So they should email you, that not on IG.
However you want to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Instagram, email, however you want to do it. So
Tea tree and mint sounds amazing. It does sound amazing, and I haven't tried the body wash yet, but if it's anything like everything else I've tried from Artius Man, I'm positive it's a good product. I'm positive of it. So let's talk about this guy. I know for a while there, you had a lot of people wondering why Artius Man didn't have a butter. Was it just timing or working on it and not finding the right one?
Yeah, so we were actually really happy with our balm. We really liked our balm, and everybody got on board with the butters, and we were okay with the product line that we had. We had oil, balm, conditioner, and wash, and we liked how the balm it's got wax in it, and it's not a super stiff hold, but it just worked well. It actually worked well for I've always had a short beard. I mean maybe a little bit longer than this, but nothing much, and I really like how the balm felt. So we honestly didn't think we really needed one, and then the demand for butter just went through the roof, and so we basically said, okay, well, we need to figure out how to make one, but if we're going to make one, we want to make sure it's really good. So we spent over a year toying around with it and trying to get it right. And like I said, I met that guy from Whiskerman Beard, and he kind of gave me because I said, how did you get this to set up without using wax? I mean, that's a tough thing. He says, well, I put them in my refrigerator. And so we're like, okay, well, I guess we need this big blast chiller. And so we bought that. And so, I mean, bottom line is it was multiple steps and questions and talking to people in the industry and figuring out how to do it. And then getting the equipment to where we can make a lot of them. And yeah, so in March, I think we launched butter right when COVID hit. So everybody got locked down, and we were like, okay, I guess we'll send everybody butters now. So, because I think it launched right around March 15th or something like that. So yeah. But now that we have it, I don't use the balm as much. So I use the butter quite a bit, and it's a huge tub. I mean, 4 ounces is
yes.
And it's like our oil, you don't need a lot. And same with the beard wash, a little goes, it'll lather up and go a long way. A beard wash, a 4-ounce beard wash will last you a long time. And that's the same with our butter. So I feel like it's a great value where it's priced at and for how long it'll last. I mean, you could get several months out of a 4-ounce container of butter, and we use a special shea butter in it. So if it does melt, and that's the problem with balms that use just for standard shea butter, they crystallize and they kind of get that gritty feeling sometimes. Our butter should never do that because we're using a special high melt shea butter that just keeps it smooth, even if it does melt a little bit.
So here it is, guys. I've had this for a month and some change now, and it got used for 2 weeks straight before I actually reviewed it. And then it got used for another 5 or 6 days straight while I was getting ready to do my second half of my top 10 butters video, trying to determine which ones were actually where. And yeah, a little bit of this goes a very long way. It has quickly become one of my favorite butters to use. And the guys over at Artius Man just know their way right to my heart. They sent restoration to me. They're smart guys. They knew how to make me happy. Oh, so good. And you're right, though. Actually, something that I don't think it's talked about enough for you guys is your wash. In my opinion, your wash is one of the better ones out there, and it lathers up so well, very nicely. I'm just curious when it comes to all your products, how many, like, talk to me about the trial and error process. So, how many versions of things have gone in the garbage before the finished ones were on the table?
I should have took a picture of the butters because I kept those little white containers that you have. I went through about maybe 30 of them over
Wow.
several weeks of just melting, pouring, freezing, over and over again, just slightly adjusting the carrier oils or slightly adjusting the shea butter to coconut oil ratio. And then the cocoa butter we use is actually a white cocoa butter. It's an extremely refined white cocoa because some cocoa butter tends to have a off-putting smell. I don't like it a lot, but this particular one that we use, just adjusting that because that's really the hardest ingredient in there from a melting standpoint. And so, yeah, it was just the butters definitely had the most trial and errors. Maybe it's just because it's so recent that's what I'm remembering. But I mean, everything goes through a lot of testing and friends and now affiliates, and we send stuff out to lots of people to get their opinions. And we also have a lot of great people in the industry where we buy a raw material or raw
Okay.
ingredients. Where we buy our essential oils, those people know what we do and they want to help us do it better. I mean, for example, restoration, or excuse me, 3-Wood. I was on the phone with my rep from the company we buy our essential oils from in California, and she said, "Oh, they're melting down balsam fir here, and it's a balsam fir absolute." She goes, "I love when they do that. Have you ever smelled it? It just makes our whole facility smell awesome." She goes, "You should try it out. I think it would work great." And that is what makes 3-Wood smell like 3-Wood. It's that balsam fir in there. So yeah, it's trial and error, and then just now we have great contacts in a lot of areas that we can reach out to, and they teach us stuff, and we learn along the way.
So is that how 3-Wood came to be, though? Was it through like talks with your
Yeah.
different contacts and such that you were like, well, let's try putting these together?
Yeah, so 3-Wood actually started out as something totally different. A buddy of mine was over, and he goes, I came up with a beard oil name for you. He said 3-Wood, and okay, this was a couple years ago. And I said, well, that's got a nice, because it could be golf, it could be a lot of different things. So anyway, we played around. Actually, him and I was like, well, hey, let's create a scent, And so we went to the lab, played around, messed with some different essential oils, and it was terrible. They're all terrible. So we scrapped them. And it was maybe 6 months later, and Restoration had come out, and I was like, maybe a cologne scent like Restoration, but I like that 3-wood name. So then we picked out the Hinoki, the sandalwood, and the oud wood as kind of the staple there. Now, granted, there's not a lot of oud wood in that because it's so expensive. So, but yeah, we put that together and then added the balsam fir. And so, yeah, it was an idea that was created a couple of years ago. And then we just, after Restoration, we kind of ran with it, trying to create that next cologne scent. So
Those guys know exactly what they're talking about right now. Restoration before bedtime is absolutely lovely.
I think maybe
Absolutely.
it's the lavender in there. I mean, there's just something about it that's just very soothing. It's just, yeah.
It's great before bedtime. And for me, it is still one of my top date night ones. Like,
Oh yeah. Yep.
you know, I'll never forget. And I have to thank you guys for this. There is a bar I go to, and the bartender is just stupid hot. Okay. Like, it's almost like it shouldn't be legal because she's crazy hot and she's the coolest person on the planet. Like, that's just not okay. That's not allowed. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she came in to give me a hug that night, and then she went, and then she leans in and she's like smelling my neck, and I'm like, it's like a fantasy world right now, right? What's going on here? And she's like, you smell amazing. And the whole night she kept coming over to give me a hug to smell me. And I was like, no point taken wearing Restoration to this bar from now on. Got it. Hot chick likes it. I'm on it. So yeah, thanks.
That's where you're gonna want that Restoration solid cologne if we ever drop that. So
oh, absolutely. If you drop it, I'm grabbing it. That's happening.
The only one that exists is right here. So yeah, we're still playing around with it, trying to get it right, but maybe someday.
Someone was asking before the exact scent profile for Restoration.
The exact scent profile, I would have to honestly pull it up, but it has sandalwood. It's not super strong sandalwood. It's got tonka bean. It's got oud wood. It's got oak moss, patchouli, black pepper, lavender. Those are off the top of my head what I can remember.
Yeah, I thought I had it written down here. I actually don't though. I thought I did, but I don't. It's amazing. That can sum it up for you pretty well. But it's, if you're thinking like an oud, like just a straight oud scent profile, that's not what this is. This is definitely an oud blend. It makes a unique scent profile that really does form almost like their own cologne profile. That's why I think the solid cologne would do amazing, because for people who are fans of it, they're definitely going to want to go grab that.
Yeah, the tonka bean and the lavender are really the two that jump out. And the oud as well, but you can definitely smell that. But those 3 ingredients are the ones that really jump out.
Kyle and Joe, you guys are awesome. Thanks for stopping in, man. Thanks for showing some love real quick. And don't forget, guys, just for tonight, or actually, no, I'm sorry, for the next 24 hours, BL30 saves you 30% on Artius Man for the next 24 hours. Kyle and Joe, thanks for stopping in, guys. It's always appreciated. So what was the reaction for the most part when the butters came out? Like, when you started, okay, we got it. You think you got something good, right? You package it up, send it out. What was the feedback you were getting from a lot of people when it first got into their hands?
Well, honestly, the first person we sent it to was Scuba.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Because he was doing all the butter videos at that time, and so obviously he'd seen a few by probably like 100 or so at that point. Who knows how many?
Yeah, a few for him is yeah.
So we thought, what better person to send it to than him? And he was the one kind of honest, like, when are you guys going to drop a butter? So we sent it to him. Of course, we made it in Midnight Ride and shipped it his way. And he loved it. He liked it. He said, this is perfect. Let's launch it. And I actually, now I think of it, I think we launched the butter on his channel. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. I think he was the first one to let everybody know that it was available. So we wanted to team up with him to get the word out. And so, yeah, I think that video, like I said, it went out right before all the shutdowns, or right when they were happening. And so that led us into, which was actually awesome, because I mean, we sold a lot of it right away. And so it kept us really busy, even when things were shutting down. And so honestly, the butter helped us get through, kind of weather the storm for the COVID stuff.
So you brought it up. It's like the elephant in the room nowadays because it's just reality right now. How has business been doing since COVID? Like, how has it affected you guys in a major way, or has things just kind of kept moving as normal?
Things we've actually, I mean, we're doing really well. We're on our best year that we've had, and
Awesome.
yeah, things keep. I mean, we're growing quite a bit, and we haven't had a year where we haven't grown. So I mean, that's where you want to be in a business. So yeah, COVID. The challenging part with COVID is the raw ingredients,
Okay.
because a lot of our stuff in California, where we're buying stuff, those people couldn't go to work, and those places were shut down. And so getting stuff, I mean, the owners would, I'd put in an order and the owner would go to the facility and pack up the stuff and send it to us because we needed it so bad because we were running out of stuff. I mean, things like that, like people were just trying, because we wanted to obviously support them while you shut down and can't work. So they would make special arrangements to get us products. But the other issue was a lot of the bottles, the droppers, the this, the that, they all come from overseas. I mean, there's just no way around it.
Okay.
Um, not too many people make glass bottles here, so we have to buy them from China, or we have to buy them. We buy them through a distributor from here, and some things we buy direct. But anyway, so that's been the hard thing. Like, for example, right now, dropper tops. I mean, dropper tops are hard to get if for the kind that we use. So, and the size of the bottle that we use and the neck size. So there's just a lot of figuring out where we can get stuff so we can stay in stock. I mean, we don't like to go out of stock on anything ever. And when we are out of stock, the reason why is because we're either out of the raw ingredients to make the product, the essential oil, or now even the containers, the white containers that the butter come in. I mean, today we got a shipment in. If we didn't get that shipment in, I mean, it would have been rocky. We might have had to put butters on hold for a little bit. So that's how COVID has kind of affected. And I mean, yeah, it's crazy. So, but
And
luckily we can stay in stock
that
and have a great year so far. So
that's what I've heard from a lot of companies is that order wise and things like that, it hasn't been that drastic of a change from like people still buying products and such. The harder part has been actually getting the materials and things like that needed to keep items and stuff in stock so they can keep selling them, basically. That's been their biggest challenge right now.
yeah, I mean, 100% is, yeah. I mean, it's just, I think things are slowly starting to get better, but it seems like every month for us, there's a different product that's hard to get.
I wish I could agree with you on that. Everything's getting better, man, but we just got hit over here in Jersey. We just spiked again. We actually just got word that the kids were supposed to, let me correct this. The grammar school children were supposed to go back to school the beginning of November, and then they were going to work their way to the high school kids by the end of November.
Sure.
And instead, we just got an email that said, at best right now, they're probably out of school till February. So
yeah, let me clarify. It seems like things are getting better as far as getting shipments from overseas in.
Okay.
But certainly in the COVID environment, I mean, Ohio is, I mean, we're creeping right back up there. I mean, my kids are in school. They actually have been in school. We're one of the few districts where I live that they've gone back and they're in class every day. But I can't imagine it's going to be like that for much longer before they shut things down again. So absolutely, the whole pandemic is coming back, but so far, fingers crossed, the supply lines are kind of where they should be.
So before we do this next giveaway here, you have a few questions, sir. You have what was the reason for Artius Man to add sea kelp to the conditioner?
Yeah, so we buy the conditioner from, again, another one of our distributors in California. We actually don't make the conditioner in-house.
And a lot of people don't.
Yeah, we sent the conditioner here because that has our essential oils. So we get an unscented version, but my rep actually said, "Hey, you should try this sea kelp conditioner. It's fantastic." And she said the sea kelp. Here's the thing: we never like to make claims on our website, but here's what she told me: it promotes hair growth. Now, does it? Does it not? I don't know. You won't find that on our site, but that's what sea kelp is supposed to do because the high iodine content, I believe,
Okay.
is what they told me. So. But again, like I said, it's not on our bottle, it's not on our website, but that's why it's in it. And she recommended it. I mean, she knows what we use it for, and so
Right.
yeah, that's why it's in there.
Sober Chef Eric wants to know what jersey is hanging up behind you right now, sir.
Oh, that's an old school Columbus Crew jersey. So
Very cool.
I'm a huge soccer fan, and that guy was my favorite guy when I was young.
Wow, that really exists. Soccer
Yeah,
fans. I didn't
right.
know that was real. Wow. Okay. Very cool.
There's a few of us out there.
Oh yeah, it's not over here in my area. I can promise you that. it's
Yeah.
it's just not. It's funny actually. I saw a group of people going to the park by me all the time. I thought they were playing soccer. That's really what I thought they were doing because of like the way they were dressed and stuff. I'm like, oh, maybe they play soccer. I actually went over to check it out the one time. They play cricket. I'm like, what is
Did you
going
join
on?
in?
No, I don't even know how to play it. How do you play cricket? Like, I didn't even know there was a thing.
That's a great question. How do you play cricket?
Yeah, how do you play cricket? I have no idea, dude. I don't know how that works. So yeah, guys, if you're ready, we're gonna do the next giveaway. And again, it is for an oil and wash in the scent profile of your choice, and then a conditioner in the tea tree and mint. So, same rules as before. All right. Make sure you guys are only entering once, and make sure that you wait for the number range. And remember, it's the first one on my screen. So we're going to do random number. Let's do 15 to 30. Go. See, StreamYard is terrible at keeping up with this too. So what will happen is you won't see any entries, and then the screen will just jump. There it goes. See?
I see the Disney Beardman said something about his Orlando City. So we'll see. We'll see about that.
Right.
We're talking soccer, so I don't want to bore you with that.
You're not boring me, sir. It's fine. All right, StreamYard, now you got to stop jumping around, please, so I can check this. Thank you. All right, I'm double checking things here.
Sober Chef Columbus has won a cup. 2010.
So, yep. All right, you guys can go ahead and stop entering. I do have a winner. And the first one I can't believe he just won. You know what? I guess, even the old man deserves to win once in a while. The number is 20, and it goes to Chris. I'm writing down all your winners right now so I can make sure, just in case. I know you probably are too, but just in case, I like to keep it up. Chris gets the win, and Chris is in every live stream. He's one of my moderators, and I don't think he's ever won a thing on my channel before. So, congrats, Chris. I mean, sooner or later, you had to get lucky eventually.
Oh, and what better company to win?
Chris wants to pass it along to Sober Chef Eric. So, if that's what you want to do, Chris, it's your win, brother. So, Sober Chef Eric for the win then. And that's awesome. I love the fact that people in this community do that on a regular basis, man. They really do. If they've tried the product before or something, they like to share it on the people who may not have tried it before, or even just share the love and maybe give their brother a better day by sharing a win with them. And that's awesome.
Yeah, that's sweet. Congrats, guys.
So Artius Man has a pretty extensive scent profile list. You said 3 Wood is your favorite, right?
Yeah.
What is the highest seller out of all the scent profiles?
I think it's restoration.
Of course it is.
Now, I mean, if I just go back, we ran a report on this not too long ago, and I think it was restoration. We ran some reports. That's actually when we dropped long cut. For those of you that were fans of long cut, that was the kind of smelled like a can of fresh skull. That was the lowest seller. So,
Really?
yeah, we knew we
Wow.
were bringing out this new humidor scent, and so we really don't want to have more than 20 cents. 20 is a lot. We never thought we would have that many anyway. So I think if we find ourselves coming up with something new, we'll probably drop something off. So yeah, long cut didn't make the cut, and humidor slid in there as the 20th beard oil now. So with the exception of autumn spice, that's 21, but we only have that for 2 months out of the year. And if you haven't got that, you should go get it because it's awesome. And it doesn't smell like pumpkins. It just smells good. Like cinnamon, clove. It just smells great. So, and it's only around for a few more weeks.
Does that have pumpkin spice?
It is not a pumpkin.
Thank you.
We
That's
will
all.
not.
That's all.
Now we have
Oh,
a
that's
pumpkin
nice of you.
candle, but that's for the ladies, I guess.
I'm just. I've never been big on pumpkin spice, man.
Yeah.
And when the fall hits, it's like the whole world just goes pumpkin spice crazy. You know,
Mhm.
Dunkin' Donuts has a latte. McDonald's has got a milkshake. Like it's just everywhere.
Right.
And I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with me because I'm like one of 4 people that I know that don't like pumpkin spice.
I will
So,
say, and I'm not really trying to promote the pumpkin chai candle, but it smells really good. I do like that. But I'm with you. I'm not pumpkin scents and drinks aren't really my thing. So
your candles, now that you brought it up, your candles have been getting a lot of attention lately. Um, Not so much from the bearded men themselves, but from their significant others,
right.
which
Yeah.
has been pretty cool to see. Whose ideas were the candles? Did you guys come up with it together, or
Yeah. I mean, I asked Mike about it because a lot of times we're working in different areas, and so we have these big melters that we use for our balms and our butters, and I just got to thinking, what a great like, what if we had some man candles on our site? What a great product to sell, right? And so Artius being complete man, we wanted to have a little bit of everything. So I started playing around with some different waxes. We tried an all bees wax candle. We tried paraffin and a soy blend. And anyway, long story. We had to figure out the cold throw and the hot throw with the candle. So the cold throw, when you pick a candle up and smell it, does it smell good? Can you? Because sometimes with our butters, you might notice you don't really smell the scent until you melt it down. So if you just pick up the butter and smell it or the balm, they're not super powerful. But once you melt it down, then
right?
the the essential oils start to evaporate. And so anyway, with the candle, we had to come up with something that smelled good when you picked it up off the shelf, so we could, when they're sitting in barber shops, people would want to buy them. And then the hot throw, we had to figure out what can we use that will fill a room. And so we went with it's a soy blend candle, and then we do use fragrance oils in those. They're really good fragrance oils. We try to use ones that are as natural as possible. But the first one was tobacco vanilla.
Yeah,
And
that's the one that gets me yelled at. Thanks.
yeah, I mean,
My daughter yells at me every time she sees me get a new Artius Man product
yeah,
because she's like, "They have a tobacco vanilla candle, Dad. You didn't get me the candle, Dad." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, no, that's because I had to get the butter. See, I needed this, so like, your candle's gonna have to wait. Relax.
maybe I can send one of those out
Don't
to you.
don't
But
let her win. Don't let her win."
all right. So yeah, we launched that in June of 2018, and it was a huge hit for everybody in my town. Meaning nobody bought it on the website because,
Really?
well, I mean, not at first because it was a new product and it was a different tab, and most guys are going to our site to buy personal care products or beard products. But man, we got crazy reviews from every person that we sold it to on Facebook. When I just threw out a link on to my local friends saying, "Hey, do you want to check out our new candle?" And so, yeah, then we just started looking into, okay, well, what other scents would we like to have? And so I think we have 9 now. We just launched one this week called Coffee Shop, and it actually doesn't smell like strong coffee. It smells kind of like a vanilla latte with somebody sitting in the corner eating pancakes with syrup on it or something like that. I mean, it's just a blend of things you would smell when you walk into a coffee shop. So that's our newest one, and then we have 2 more coming out this year. We'll have a Christmas
Yeah,
candle and a teakwood, a mahogany teakwood candle.
I've heard about them mostly recently from 2 individuals. That's from Dan and his wife.
Yeah,
Obviously, Sam seems to be a big
yeah,
fan of the candles.
she is. Yeah, I think she is.
And then Miss Bluegrass from Bluegrass Bearded
Yeah,
seems to have been putting in quite a few orders for your candles recently as well.
I think he just posted today a picture of a trio that arrived. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
those
because
have been fun, and it's nice because, I mean, from a business standpoint, Artius Man products, if they're just bearded stuff, they're in your bathroom, they're in your travel kit or whatever. A candle, I mean, that's a conversation piece. So it's sitting out and people say, what's that smell and who made that? And so yeah, it's been good. And it took a little while to get the right wick to burn the right way. I mean, there's a little bit into figuring it out for sure. But yeah, they seem to be doing well.
I agree, Vato. We need a restoration candle. That's something that the world
That would
definitely needs.
cost $12,000 probably.
That was his way of saying very nicely, yeah, you're not getting a restoration candle, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
I mean, we can make a $500 candle, I guess.
So are
Yeah.
you guys full time with Artius Man at this point, or do you still have another job?
Yeah, we're full time. Mike and I have been full time for quite some time.
Very cool.
And we have, I think we have 3 employees in addition to us. So I don't pack many orders anymore, which is nice. I mean, at first we were super excited when we got 2 orders a day, but now I can't pack orders because there's so much other stuff. It's sourcing product and doing, outreach and that sort of thing. So, yeah, we have this girl, Nicole, that works for us. She's awesome. Many of you probably received a thank you card from her. So we handwrite thank you cards to everybody. And, yeah, so, I mean, we will always do that no matter how big we are, where we will send thank you cards unless we run out for some reason. But then my friend Plej, he works for me or for us. And then we have a kid named Jake that does a lot of work for us. And so that's kind of the goal, just keep expanding and being able to, I mean, help people out, and people need work. And like my friend Plej, we've been friends. He's from Haiti. We've been friends for 14 years or so. I mean, maybe even longer than that, 20 years. I don't know. And, I mean, it's just worked out. He was in need of a job, and he does great things. I mean, he fills all the oils for us. And so it's been really just a kind of a cool thing. So as we grow, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. I get to work with my friends, and I mean, yeah, it kind of is that. I don't want to sound cliche, but I mean, I'm doing something I really like, and we get to have fun every single day. So
That's it, man. Sound cliche. It's fine. You
yeah,
set out a goal. You wanted to do something that you enjoyed, and now you get to do it. That's what we all hope for in life. So
sure.
that's a pretty cool goal to accomplish. So if you watch the show, as most of you guys in here do, and I think Jeff over here said he's watched more than one, we have a segment called Ask the Interviewer, where Jeff can ask me up to any 5 questions he wants, and I have to answer said questions. So, Jeff, my friend, the floor is yours. If you have any questions you wanted to ask me, you are open to ask whatever you want.
All right, first things first. Oil or butter? Which do you prefer?
Ooh. Are you saying, like, if I had to go without one, which would it be?
You're on an island, you can take one.
It would probably be butter then, honestly.
I hope it's not a hot island, because that would
yeah, that would be a rough island. But yeah, if I had a perfectly climate controlled room where I was going to be stuck in for the rest of my life, and the butter was going to last me,
yeah,
I would take my butter with me over my oil. Now,
Okay. All right.
obviously situations differ, but I don't think I could live without butter. Honestly, it would really bother me.
What is your favorite beard channel? Content creator. Who do you like to watch?
Besides myself,
Well, I mean, that's a given.
um, I'll tell you what. Everybody has their own thing that I enjoy watching. Um, but for the information purposes, Dan still holds a special place for me. I like to watch Dan because, like you said, if you just want to get the facts and you want to know what's going on with something, Dan's going to get it out there. And Dan's kind of the one who started to hook me into this community, and he still to this day is one of the channels I enjoy watching.
Nice. All right. Favorite podcast? You listen to any podcasts? Do you have a favorite podcast?
Yes, the Joe Rogan Experience.
Nice. That's a good one.
Joe Rogan's podcast, absolutely. Dude's funny as can be. Pat McAfee's close though, but Joe
Okay.
Rogan's definitely my favorite.
All right. What is the thing you have missed most during the lockdown?
Work. So I worked at a party hall, and it was basically a night to Columbus. You cleaned up after parties. I bartended. I was the groundskeeper essentially. Well,
Okay.
there's nobody doing any of that stuff right now. So I've definitely missed. Not even the money end is one thing. I definitely miss money, but the other part of it was just getting out of the house,
Sure.
having something to do, someplace to go. So you just miss the normalcy of things, really. So it's little things like that that I miss.
All right. And then I've got hopefully that we're out of this sooner than later, right? I mean, the whole COVID thing. I mean, my goodness.
Here's
I think there's
hoping.
a lot of people right now missing out on work and all that stuff. So yeah, it's just fingers crossed, man. 2021, right? Here,
Yeah,
cheers to 2021.
I was never big on like the bar scenes, and I didn't go out a lot. After Sam was born, I kind of became a homebody. I just like hanging out at home with my kids. So the going out and things like that never bothered me much. But work was always kind of my release. I could get away from things and go there. So I definitely miss that place right now.
Yeah. All right, man. And then my last question is the question you ask everybody you bring on. Where do you see your channel instead of where do you see your company? Where do you see your channel in 5 years? Obviously, you've created a lot of content over the last several months and years. What do you see? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully doing exactly the same thing we're doing now, but on a bigger scale. So, yes, I would like to see the day where my channel gets monetized one day and maybe where the channel can sustain itself a little bit, because that is the one hard part about the reviewing thing is, yes, absolutely. Companies will send you some products if you get a relationship with them, things like that, but you still have to buy quite a few products. And it can become expensive, especially when you're addicted like so many of us are. It becomes a real problem. So having a day where your channel's monetized and maybe the channel can survive on its own, kind of fund itself would be great. And just being able to keep doing this and branching off more into men's grooming on its own would be nice as well. But mostly because of my situation in life and things like that, I just like to still be here and be part of the community, hanging out with you guys. I'd be happy as long as I know people are still watching. I'd be good.
Awesome. Well, hopefully I mean, you're definitely headed in that direction for sure. So
Yeah, I have people tell me all the time that I'm doing fantastic, but it's a competitive world right now for us. And that's the reality. There's new reviewers popping up every day. And some of these guys, they have the technical know-how, they have the money for things, and they can put out a better quality video, if you will. And it becomes hard. It's hard, man. It's hard to compete with some of those guys, but you don't look at it as competition as much because I've made so many great friends out there from the reviewers and from the companies and things like that. I wouldn't trade in this community for anything, nothing, because I've made too many awesome relationships to walk away now.
well, that's all I got. That was pretty easy. You answered them well. So
Yeah, man, I'm an open book. You can answer. I tell everybody that when they're coming out. Ask me anything. I will answer anything. So if you're ready, I will show you now. There's my all the questions for my random as round.
All right,
So if you're ready, I've got somewhere around 50 random as questions for you. Are you ready, sir?
let's do it.
All right. Steak or chicken?
Steak,
Coffee or tea?
coffee,
Pizza or hamburger?
pizza.
That was a hard one for a second. You had to think
Yeah.
about that one. Yeah, I know. I get it. Taco or a deli sub?
Ooh, deli sub. I'll go taco.
See, you just it's a Jersey thing because
No,
nothing's ever going to beat a deli sub for me. Ever.
well, let
It's
me
not
let me
going to
just
happen.
say this. I actually worked in Jersey a long time ago in just outside of Newark, and it was again doing the prison stuff that we used to do. And I ate at this little deli around the corner, right? Like just a random place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Best places you'll ever eat at, man.
Yeah, oh, man. So yeah, I might have to change my answer now. I guess it depends on what state I'm in. So
Yeah, I'm telling you. I tell everybody all the time when they come to Jersey and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, I saw ads for some of the big sub sandwiches." Nope, don't go to
nah,
those guys.
nah.
Find the
Listen, yeah.
little hole in the wall place with the old lady behind the counter who's been there for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
They'll take care of you. They got
Yep.
it. Don't worry about it. Beer or wine?
Beer,
Whiskey or tequila?
whiskey. I heard your tequila story. That made
Yeah,
me
no.
sick.
Mm-mm. Nope. Never again, dude. I haven't touched tequila since, and I
Yeah.
don't plan on it. I'm good. Pepsi or Coke?
Pepsi. I'll go Pepsi.
There you go. Good man. Good man. My daughter wants to know if you could only have one of these two for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Cake or ice cream?
Ice cream, for sure.
Yeah, that's her all the way. That's her all the way. PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox.
What?
Yeah, Xbox. That's what I got. It's what I've
Yeah,
always had. I don't know.
I don't know about that. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Oh boy, we're just not doing well today. Transformers or the Thundercats?
Oh, geez. I probably Transformers, I guess. I like the Thundercats, but I can barely remember them. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the hard part there. That they
Yeah.
just never they ended so quick. We didn't
Right.
get, you know, I loved Thundercats when I was a kid though. I used to beat my grandmother up with their sword.
Yeah.
And true story, I broke the sword on her the one time. Well actually I hit her with the sword and as a retaliation she snatched it out of my hand and broke it over my butt.
Oh.
Like that was her retaliation that day. Yeah, so she won that fight. Battleship or Monopoly?
Ooh. Monopoly.
Favorite candy bar?
Snickers.
My daughter's going to be very happy when she watches this. Just telling you that right now.
So she wants a
Favorite cereal?
tobacco vanilla candle, a Snickers, and some ice cream, and she's set.
That's it. Yeah, she'd be thrilled. That would be like a perfect night for her. You
Right.
kidding me? Favorite cereal?
So they used to make this cereal. I don't know if they make it anymore, but it was Rice Krispie Treats cereal.
Okay. I remember that one. I don't know if I've seen it in a while, but I do
Yeah.
remember it being out.
Like clusters of Rice Krispie Treats, and it was delicious.
Better show, The Sopranos or Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
That's not okay, but all right, that's fine. Favorite horror movie?
Oh, geez. I don't really have a favorite horror movie, I don't think. I don't know. I know you're a horror movie guy, so I'm sorry to let you down. I watched it. I mean, is that
It's a horror movie.
yeah,
That
like,
counts. There you go.
but I haven't seen the original. I've only seen the new one, so that probably makes me like, oh well, whatever. I got no
No, that's
horror
okay.
movie street cred, but we'll go with it.
Favorite actor?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Favorite actress? This one always stumps people for some reason.
I mean, I'll go with Scarlett Johansson just because, right?
Yeah, just because she's hot. It's okay. That's fine. Who wins in a fight, Superman or Thor?
Oh, jeez. I really thought that's this one out. I'll go Superman.
It would have to be, right? I mean, Thor is awesome, and at his highest level, he's like ridiculous. But
Right.
Superman just seems to get like stronger whenever he needs to. So I just don't see how he loses the fight.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Um, so everybody has their musical genres, right? And then for as guys, there's like certain things that we think is like a guilty pleasure. Like we might listen to it, but we don't want everybody else knowing we listen to it. Do you have a music guilty pleasure?
I mean, I do. I do like country music every once in a while, and not
Dude,
much.
I love country music. That's not a guilty pleasure. That's fine.
Maybe
That's
a little hip hop. Everyone, I don't know. I like it. It's like I think you said this, but you're into everything. I'm kind of into all music. I really do. I play guitar. I like music a lot. So I don't know. I don't really see any genres as a guilty pleasure. I like them all.
um Nike or Reebok?
Nike, I guess.
Better movie, Goodfellas or The Godfather?
I'll go with Goodfellas. I actually really like that movie.
Most people have picked Goodfellas, actually. Not a
Yeah.
lot of people have picked The Godfather. I'm always
Here's the
amazed at
problem.
that.
I've only seen. I don't think it's been a long time since I've sat down and actually watched The Godfather from start to finish. It's one of those I see bits and pieces here and there, and I kind of feel there. I feel guilty for that, I guess. But maybe I need to go back and watch it just straight through. What is it? Three parts? Is there 1 through 3?
Yes, there's 3 parts, and I believe each one of them is at least 2.5 hours long, if I'm
Yeah, I
right.
might have to do that over like a week or two. But
um, favorite cartoon?
I don't. DuckTales just popped into my head, but that's
Oh,
not
yeah, that was a good one. That was a
GI
great
Joe.
one to grab at. How did that one just pop into your head? That was great.
Yeah, DuckTale. Oh my.
uh, better. What's the word I'm looking for here? Better cartoon like lineage here. Scooby Doo or Yogi Bear?
Scooby Doo.
You heard that? I'm looking at my dad's picture. He picked Scooby. My dad actually had a Scooby Doo tattoo.
Yeah.
And he had an old pickup truck where on the bed, he
Yeah.
had a giant Scooby Doo decal on it.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. He got pulled over once and a cop called it the Scooby machine. So it did well. I know you're not a big horror movie buff, but it is close to Halloween. So who wins in a fight? Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees?
Actually that was going to be one of my questions to you because I knew you. Let's see. I'll go Jason.
All right, we got 2 more of these. Let's see if you can work your way through 2 more horror-based ones. Leatherface or Michael Myers? Leatherface is the guy from Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah. Michael Myers.
All right. And then Battle of the Little Horror Guys. Chucky or the Leprechaun?
Oh, geez. Chucky. That Leprechaun, though, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'll go Chucky.
I just like Chucky better. So that's why I would always pick Chucky on that one. Better show, Walking Dead or American Horror Story?
I actually haven't watched American Horror Story.
Really?
What am I guess I need to go watch that. I love Walking Dead though.
Yes, Walking Dead is amazing.
I'm super excited. So I'm a few episodes back, and then did they launch a new season yet, or they have one more season to go?
So what they did was they came back with 1 episode, which was supposed to be like a finale, they said, but apparently it's not. They've got 6 more episodes to go for this season still. And then they're going to go into the final season, which will be 24 episodes long, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they've got a lot of content coming.
Yes. But the only thing I haven't liked about The Walking Dead lately is that new World Beyond show. I just can't get into it. I don't know why. I'm trying, but I can't do it. Who wins in a fight, King Kong or Godzilla?
This is a staple question, and
Yep.
I
I'm a
think,
monster movie nerd. Sorry.
yeah,
I don't know
right.
what to tell you.
I know you're super excited about this one coming out too.
Yep.
I'll go with King Kong for the brain.
See, it's going to come down to Godzilla's probably the stronger of the two of them, but Kong can actually think,
Yeah,
so that's what it's going to come down to. But I got a feeling this one's, if you saw the original, they actually fought to an end at some point. I got a feeling this one's going to have a twist where they wind up working together at the end of it, but that's just my guess.
okay. When does it release?
Better. It's from what I understand, it's supposed to be out in the next 6 months. Actually,
Oh wow.
that's what I've been told. So I'm waiting, man. I'm excited. I can't wait for it to get here.
Yeah.
Marvel or DC? Which comics do you prefer?
So I was never a big comic book person growing up, but I will say that Image was, I
Oh,
collected comics for like a split second, and it
hmm
was back in probably 1995-ish, somewhere around there, 96, and Image was kind of just coming on, I think, maybe, or maybe they've been around a little bit longer than that. But so yeah, some of those comics, the Image comic books were,
yeah. And the Image is a cool story too. How they were all like disgruntled writers and such from Marvel and DC that came together
yeah.
and formed their own thing. It was pretty cool.
But to answer your question, I picked Marvel. But Image is kind of what I collected. So
All right. Are you like me? Do you prefer this guy right here, a notebook, or do you put everything on your laptop?
Notebook.
Good man. Good man. Favorite cookie?
I like oatmeal, homemade oatmeal cookies. No raisins, just
Just
straight.
oatmeal.
Yeah, yeah. Don't mess around with the raisins.
MMA or boxing?
So I'm not real big into either one of those, but I enjoy the MMA stuff because we typically have like a big party and have people over to watch it, and so
Right.
it creates kind of a social event. But some of the older boxing stuff is pretty cool. So I mean, Buster Douglas was from here, so that was,
Oh, very cool.
yeah.
Your current favorite TV show?
So we just finished Justified, and we went and binged that. That was a pretty good show. We watched it on Hulu. So Justified, and then I was a huge Breaking Bad fan, and then the Better Call Saul stuff that they have come out with, I just think is fantastic. It's just really good. It's really well done. So
I've been told multiple times I need to watch. I've never watched one episode of Breaking Bad.
all right, so here's the deal with Breaking Bad. The first two seasons are not that good. There's some cool cinema stuff they do. The acting is terrible for the most part, but the story builds. And season 3 through 5, I think it is, it's just so good. I mean, you suffer through 1 and 2, and just know that things are going to get better. And then go watch Better Call Saul, because what they do with Better Call Saul, it's a prequel to Breaking Bad, and it's fun. It's fun to watch. So
Very cool. Okay. Um, Favorite news station?
favorite news station?
Or you like me and just ignore the news?
I try to ignore it. I'll pick my local news just so I can watch my Buckeye highlights and Columbus Crew highlights. So
There you go. That works.
yeah.
Favorite cologne, and you can't pick the Restoration Solid Cologne because it's not out yet.
Right. For some reason, Cool Water pops into my head, but it takes me back to like 9th grade.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I
Water,
like
man.
Dolce and Gabbana, the light blue. My wife got that for me a couple years ago. I like that light blue.
Okay. Who wins in a fight, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone?
I think. Oh, geez. Let's go Schwarzenegger.
Arnold was bigger, but I mean,
Yeah.
he played Rocky. So, I mean, if he could really do some of that stuff, like if he could box like that, maybe he might have the upper hand there. I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like Arnold is still really big and really strong now. I mean, we have They host the Arnold here every year in Columbus, and so he's always here. With the exception of this year, they canceled it obviously. But I mean, how old is he now? 60 something, and
Something, and they say he's small now, but like
yeah,
he's
but
probably
he's
still
still
bigger than me.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
I wish I was that small. Like,
yeah.
uh, who wins, John Claude Van Damme or Chuck Norris?
I mean, how can y'all say Chuck Norris, right?
Thank
Like,
you, man. Like it's got to be Chuck Norris. Football or baseball?
football for sure. Yeah.
Basketball or hockey?
I don't really care for basketball. We're big Blue Jacket fans, so hockey.
Okay. Golf or soccer? I guess I know the answer to this one.
Soccer golf. You ever heard of that? That's a thing.
No, that's a thing, really?
Yeah, it's you
Okay,
kick the
you learn
ball,
something new every day.
but no, it's soccer for sure. I played soccer, and so it's just kind of my thing.
I know you said you're not big on basketball, so this one might miss you then. Michael Jordan or LeBron?
Oh well, I mean, LeBron is from just right up the road, so we hear about him very frequently here in Ohio. But I mean, you can't. It's Jordan, but LeBron is just such a physical.
He's a nightmare. That's what he
Yeah.
is.
So I just feel like LeBron kind of cries about it a little too much, and
That's fair.
I don't know. Jordan just went out there and just took it and said, "I'm gonna take that," and he did it. And I don't know. They're both so good. I mean, splitting hairs, right? So
Yep. Country or pop music? If you could only have one of the two, which one would it be?
oh jeez, this is my guilty pleasure right here. I guess I probably country. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
That'd be tough.
What if I said it again and I said rock or rap music?
Oh, rock music for sure.
Okay. If you could visit any place before, if it's on your bucket list, what's the top place you'd like to visit?
I think Ireland would be fun to go. Fun place to go.
Ireland and Italy have both gotten a whole lot of votes so far.
Yeah.
If you can hang out with any historical figure, who's one you would like to hang out with?
So when I did this with Beer Times with Scott, I said Steve Jobs just because I thought he was an interesting person. I think he was probably total asshole, but he did some pretty cool stuff, right? So I've rethought it, and I thought, how about Woody Hayes, the legendary Ohio State football coach?
Very good one. That's a nice one, and it ties into you, obviously.
Right. Let's have lunch with that guy.
But the Steve Jobs one would be very interesting. Yes, supposedly he was a real asshole. Okay.
Right.
There's no hiding that. But the man was a damn genius. And I would just love to actually have a conversation with him and see how his brain actually functioned,
Yeah.
So I think that would have been interesting. Who's your favorite comedian of all time?
Oh, geez. I didn't think about this one. I really like oh shoot. My mind just went blank. Theo Von. I like Theo Von. I've been listening to a lot of his podcast lately, so he's pretty good.
I don't know, man. I love a lot of comedians. They all hold special places for me.
Yeah.
But my top spot is held by two guys, and it hasn't changed in a long time.
I do like Jerry Seinfeld too. Old school.
Now, my top two are Adam Sandler. Don't know why. I've always loved Adam Sandler. And then Andrew Dice Clay. I know he had a very short-lived run, but I just love Dice. And maybe it was because he was a New Yorker, it was right here, all that good stuff. But I just love Dice.
You said short run. It made me think of another guy I used to listen to, Mitch Hedberg. I liked him.
Okay. And then the two questions that burn up the beard community. How do you want your steak cooked, sir?
I want it a rare push. So like a medium rare, like it depends. I mean, if it's a Wagyu, like as rare as possible. If it's a medium rare, we'll stick with that.
Okay. And does pineapple belong? Thank you. There it is. That's the most important one here. That's the most important one here because as much as I've gotten the label that I like my steak more well done, I don't really mind it if I have like a medium well steak or whatever. Like it could be a little pink in the middle, it won't bother me. But if you put one pineapple on my damn pizza, I'm not eating the pizza.
Yeah.
You ruined that pizza for me. I'm not going anywhere near it. And this whole discussion is over.
Right. I agree. 100%.
All right, sir. That's it. You made it all the way through all 50 questions. Well done.
Awesome.
Well done, my friend. So I got two more things to bring up for you, and then we'll go into this last giveaway, and we'll go ahead and start getting ready to wrap this up because I have to go chase my daughter off to bed in a few.
Yep.
So one thing that I've always kind of noticed is that people question the name Artius Man. You want to go ahead and break down why it's Artius Man?
Yeah. So Mike actually came up with a name, and it means complete. That's what it means. So complete man. So we really, when we were starting the company, we wanted to set ourselves up to be able to do anything a guy would need to take care of himself. So shampoo and conditioner,
Right.
beard stuff, sprucing up the office with a candle. And it leaves it really open-ended for us to kind of venture into a lot of different avenues. So yeah, Artius means complete man.
Very cool. Now it is Artius Man, right?
Yep.
Would there ever be an Artius woman?
Funny you mentioned that. No. I don't think so, but I have thought about it quite a bit. I mean, Mike and I have talked about it, but we're not females, and I
True.
mean, it's tough to make female products and when you're not really using them on yourself and that sort of thing. So I don't know. I mean, it definitely has crossed my mind for sure because my wife uses all Artius products. I thought, man, I'm sure she would love something that didn't say Artius Man on it, but she loves our shampoo and conditioner. She uses them every day. So who knows? Maybe down the road. It probably wouldn't be called Artius Woman though. It'd be something a little more
Fair
sexy.
enough. So we'll say no for now,
Yeah,
but we won't close the book on it forever.
sure.
That fair?
Yep.
All right. And then the last question I like to ask 5 years from now, if you had things go exactly your way, where is Artius Man?
Yeah, so I think we're doing what we're doing right now. I think we're just doing it on a larger scale. And, we started the company about 4 or 5 years ago. We've seen a ton of growth thanks to guys like you, Scuba Dan, the whole community. That's been a huge help in getting our name out there. And so that's why we love coming on and doing stuff like this with you because, I mean, you guys are what helped build our company for sure. So, in 5 years, I hope to have more friends working with me. That's the bottom line. Like I hope to be in a bigger facility and maybe we automate some things, but I hope to still own the company with Mike and just really just be able to go to work with my friends. So and create some great stuff along the way. So like I said, Artius is complete man. So we have a lot of different avenues we can go down, but we just
Absolutely.
want to keep making great products, keep forming relationships with guys like you and keep customers happy. I mean, like I said, the thank you note will go out in every order from now until forever. And we'd like to think that our customer service is pretty good. So if there's ever problems, we really do try to take care of it quickly. And so, yeah,
You
in
got
5 years, I hope to
suggestions.
be doing the same thing and having fun at it. So
You got suggestions. They want Artius Gal, Artius Broad. Like, they're trying, man. They're
hold on,
trying,
let me get that notebook out. I need to write that one down. Artie,
Artius Gal and Artius Broad. Yep.
all right, we're going to talk about that at the Friday meeting.
Do you have any interest in being on with like would you like to see your stuff on like a Target shelf or something like that one day? Or
I mean,
are
I
you
wouldn't
more
object to it.
happy
I wouldn't
doing
object
things
to
the way
it.
you are?
Obviously, if we're on a Target shelf, we're making money and that's the goal in a business. But yeah, I have no problems with it as long as we didn't have to like skimp on the quality or anything like that. So yeah,
All right, man.
I would love to be
Well,
able to tell people that there's awesome beard products on the shelf at Target. So
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just curious, real quick, before we do this last giveaway. How you said before you were in barbershops? How many at this point?
That's a great question for Michael. He deals with all the wholesale, but
Okay,
just in my town here, we're a small suburb of Columbus, and there's a salon here that sells a ton of our candles. And actually, oh, the greatest thing ever. So they just opened right before COVID hit, a little shop on the town square, right? And then they had to shut down. So they opened back up, and I actually went and got my haircut and beard trim there 2 weeks ago. And the best thing about it was they washed my hair, put the aftershave on, and it was all Artius Man products. So I don't know. It was kind of a feeling of, hey, we've made it to a barbershop, and now I'm getting my haircut,
right,
and they're using our products. I thought
right. Yeah,
so. So yeah, I don't
yeah.
know.
No.
We're in several. We I know we're as far away as Hawaii. I know we have a distributor in Hawaii, or a wholesaler in Hawaii that
Oh wow.
yeah, he always calls and says aloha, Michael. So
Very cool. Very cool. All right, guys. We have one more giveaway to do here for you guys. Again, it is an oil and wash of your scent profile choice. I think I've said more than once you should get restoration, but I'll say it again, restoration. And it is the new body wash by Artius Man, the tea tree and mint, right? Yes, yes.
yep. These items here.
So this is the last one of the night, guys. And don't forget the code BL30 will work for you guys until tomorrow. So it's good for 24 hours, BL30. And then after that, it's Life 15. My newest affiliate is Artius Man. And again, man, Jeff, thanks so much for that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
let's go ahead and do this last giveaway, guys. Same rules as we've had all night long. Remember to wait for the numbers, only enter once, and the internet will prioritize your answer on your screen. So let's go ahead and do random number. Let's do 30 to 45. Go. Be good if I actually put the number in down here. There we go. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Check in. All right, you guys can go ahead and stop. We have a winner. And what the number is 37. And the winner is Healthy Bearded. One of the newer guys around here, Healthy Bearded for the win. Congrats, Healthy.
Nice. Congratulations. So are they going to contact you through Instagram, or did we decide how that's going to work, or do you?
I usually tell them they can reach out to you.
Oh, okay. That works.
If that works for you.
Yep, absolutely. I wrote down the three guys here, and then the one is giving his to Sober Chef. So.
Yes, one is giving it to Sober Chef.
Yep.
And then Healthy, and you got the other guy written down. So I believe that is all we have for tonight, gentlemen. School is here, so I usually have to get off here around 10:30. But I want to thank Jeff for coming on. I want to thank him and Michael for being awesome to the channel like they've been for a long time, and for welcoming me in as their newest affiliate. Jeff, anything you want to add before we get ready to wrap up here?
Yeah, just thanks for having me on, man. It's been fun. It was great. It was great doing the interview, and I'm glad you're on board as an affiliate, and I look forward to helping you out in whatever way possible as far as that goes. And we appreciate all you do for us and all you do for the bearded community. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And I've been a big Artius Man fan from the beginning, so it's pretty cool to have this affiliate now. Sober Chef, he said either way, if you have an IG, you can go ahead and reach out to him on IG, which I know you do. So maybe that'll be easier for you. So just go ahead and give him a DM. Let him know which scent profile you want for the oil and wash. Yep. And your information would be good too. You know, I mean, you can give him my information if you want, but, you know, you might want to give him your own. That way you get the stuff. Just saying. Yeah. Artius Squirrel. Instagram would be nuts. That's because of the squirrel thing with me. That's why they're going with this. That's what it is. You know, they think they're funny.
He's got a Browns helmet as his icon. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm a Browns fan too. So I'll admit that.
Vato, I know, man. You've been close tonight. I know, man. It happens though, brother, but we'll be back again and I'll have some more stuff going on for you guys. Again, I want to thank Jeff, Michael, and the entire team over at Artius Man. And I want to thank all of you guys because if you guys don't show up and watch, then nobody else is going to show up to talk to me. They'll just be up here talking to myself. And I do enough of that in life. So you guys know how it wraps up around here. Stay safe, stay bearded, be good to each other, take care of each other out there. Jeff, my friend, I hope you have an amazing night.
You too,
And you
man.
guys stay safe out there. And I'll see you at the next one.
Sounds good, man. Tip.